Okay.
All right, very good. Okay, welcome to the city of China Grove. My name is Lawrence G. Morales, and I will be presiding today. Just a few instructions before we get started. Please be aware that we are live streaming on YouTube. So do not give us any personal information that you wouldn't want out there in the web. If there is anything that we need from you, we will make arrangements for you to call the court and give us any personal information like addresses, phone numbers, driver's license number, that sort of stuff. So just please be aware of that. For those individuals that are joining us on YouTube, please be informed that these are legal proceedings and they are not to be recorded. For the individuals that are here on today's docket, once again, these are legal proceedings, so do not record them. Okay, a few instructions before we get started. When I call your case up, I'm going to read the charges that are filed against you. Now, the reason that I need to do that is because I need to take a plea from you. The three pleas you need to be aware of is one, your plea of guilty where you admit the charges filed against you, your plea of not guilty where you deny the charges filed against you, or your plea of no contest where you neither admit it nor deny it. You just want to take care of the business before the court and move on. Now, the reason I point that out is because there are certain constitutional rights that you have because we are handling Class C misdemeanors, which means that they are criminal in nature. One of the important rights that you have is that you have the right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything that would incriminate yourself, such as guilty or no contest. It is the burden of the state to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You also have a right to enter a plea of not guilty, and you can request a trial either in front of a judge or a jury. You have the right to bring in witnesses to testify on your behalf with regard to the citation, and you also have the right to cross-examine the state's witnesses with regard to the citation. So by entering a plea of guilty or no contest, you are basically giving up your right to remain silent. Okay, now, let me see if, yes, we do have, do we have one individual, Clarissa, that has a CDL, is Mr. Leha? Is he here?
Mr. Leha is, you need to strike him from the docket. He called in a little bit ago and paid.
Okay, so, okay, and it looks like he's the only one.
It looks, yeah, that's the only one.
Okay, very good. Okay, so I'm gonna dispense with that.
I'm sorry, excuse me, Judge. I
Yes.
also have a CDL driver.
You have one, Daniel?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, it's not stamped on your, did you have one at the time of the stop?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me pull out your, oh, he listed it as a Class C. You have a Class A CDL?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, he didn't, the officer didn't list that. Oh, he didn't have, you didn't show your driver's license at the time?
No,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay,
All right, well, let me go ahead and give you some information, Mr. Palomo, with regard to that.
Yes, sir.
Since you do have a CDL and you have a moving violation,
Yes, sir.
with regard to the charge of speeding, you only really have two options. It's either enter a plea of guilty and pay a fine, or request a trial, enter a plea of not guilty, request a trial, or there is a third option to where you can talk to the prosecutor and see if y'all can work something out. So I'll let you visit with the prosecutor when it's that time. All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Now, for those individuals that are under the age of 25 and have a moving violation, if you want that case dismissed, you will be required to take a defensive driving class. Now, for everyone else, there's two ways to get a ticket dismissed. One, and which is the least expensive way, is to take a defensive driving class. The second way is to request what we call deferred disposition, and that's nothing more than probation. Now, if you request deferred disposition, it is discretionary with the court. I can grant it, or I don't have to grant it if I don't want to. However, if I do, you will be required to pay a special expense fee, and you will be put on probation anywhere from 1 day to 180 days. And as long as you do everything you're supposed to do and you pay up all your fees, then that case will get dismissed. Any case that is dismissed will not go on your driving record. So ideally, that would be the best option for you. Now, If you're here to just pay the fine or fines and you don't have the money, let me know. What we can do is that we'll do the paperwork today. We will give you 30 days to pay the fine or fines. If you pay them, then you've satisfied your obligation. However, if you go beyond 30 days, you will be put on a time payment plan with a minimum payment of $50 a month until the whole balance is paid. And as long as you keep making your payments, then you'll be in compliance with the court order. Now, for those individuals that have 3 or more violations, I'm going to ask you to visit with Mr. John Mead, who is the prosecutor. And that the purpose of that to see if y'all can reach some type of agreement that will benefit not only yourself, but the state of Texas as well. So feel free to visit with him, ask him any questions about what happens if you don't comply. And I'm sure he will shoot straight with you. With that, I think we're ready to go. Clarissa, we have Mr. Mead back.
We do. I have 2 people trying to come in right now. One of them's already logged in. I don't know why I don't know. Let me see. These are 2 people that I've already tried. So let's see if this works now.
Okay.
Oh, he's back. I don't see the other one coming in. Hi, Mario. You need to unmute, or Daniel, I guess.
Are you calling me, ma'am?
No, I'm sorry. Different Daniel. I'm sorry. Okay. Can you hear us?
A little bit, dile.
A little bit?
A little bit.
Might have to turn up your, do you only speak Spanish? Because we can reschedule you.
Sí.
Okay, we're gonna reschedule you then so that we can have a certified interpreter present for you, okay?
What is his full name, Clarissa?
His name is Daniel. Let's see, I have it on a chat here. He couldn't get in a minute ago, but his name is Daniel Alejandro Cabello Jaramillo.
Okay, I see him. Okay, so we're going
Okay,
to,
so we need to reset him for the Spanish docket.
No puedo. No te desesperes. Cáchale lo que puedas. No te desesperes. No tenemos audífonos. Y no tienen altavoz.
Okay, Judge, can you tell him we can reset him for the Spanish? I'm sorry, I don't know how to.
yeah, that's okay. Señor Jaramillo, ¿me puede escuchar? Sí, yo soy el juez. Y mire, le vamos a pasar su caso para otra fecha porque tenemos que tener un intérprete para que le pueda ayudar a entender todo lo que está pasando. Okay,
Ok, está bien.
okay, so nomás, mire, ya puede colgar, pero le vamos a mandar una noticia dándole otra fecha para otra corte.
Ok, pero no tengo ningún problema, ¿verdad?
No, mientras que vino hoy, eso fue bueno. Ok, so lo que va a pasar ahora es que le vamos a pasar el caso para otra fecha.
Ok, yo ya había enviado un correo, porque me mandaron una carta donde me decían que tenía que mandar un correo por si necesitaba un intérprete o algo. Yo ya lo había mandado, pero como apenas me llegó creo que el sábado pasado, y vi que en la carta decía desde una semana antes que tenía que mandar mi correo, ¿verdad?
Okay.
No sé si vieron mi correo, yo no sé, ¿verdad?
Puede ser que no. Sí, puede ser que no. Pero no se preocupe, aquí lo vamos a marcar que atendió ahora y le vamos a pasar por otra fecha.
Ok, muchas gracias.
Ándele, gracias. Adiós.
Adiós.
Okay, Clarissa, do we have anybody
Okay.
else?
No, the other person hung up again, so I think they're having a problem with their audio, but I can give y'all the order of the docket real quick if y'all are ready. We only have
Yeah.
17 people waiting.
Let's do that.
So number 1 is going to be on page 4 toward the top. Luis Omar Escalante. Number 1.
Okay.
He has 2 violations. Then we're going to go to page 1 toward the bottom. His name is Daniel Palomo. 2
Okay.
violations. He's number 2.
Okay.
Page 2 at the top. Andrew Cola, I'm sorry. He has 5 violations. John Mead just spoke with him. He's number 3.
Okay, now who is this?
Andrew Cola, C-O-L-L-A, page
Andrew.
2.
Got him. Okay, he's number
Okay.
3.
He's number 3.
Got it.
Page 4 at the top. We have Deja Balderas.
Number 4.
She's number 4.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute, page.
Page
4?
4 toward the top.
Okay.
D-A-S-I-A, Deja Balderas is number 4. All the way back to 1. We're just going to be hopping around here. Back to, no, I'm sorry. Where am I at? Yeah, 1, I'm sorry. Toward the bottom, Guillermo Gutierrez. He's number 5.
Got him.
Top of page 2, the very first person, Anthony Idrago. I'm not sure how to say it. He is number 6. On the page 1 in the middle, Destiny Sanchez, 4 violations, is number 7. John, you're going to be busy today. Page 5 at the bottom, Eric Runnels, the very last person. He's number 8.
Mm,
I heard that. Okay. Top of page 4, Kaylor Ellis, 1 violation.
little relief.
There you go. She's the 4th one down. She's number 9. Back to page 5, we have, hang on just a second. I'm sorry. Yeah, page 5, Lucilla Brown. She's the 2nd person, 4th line down. She's number 10. Then let's go to page 3. The bottom, Tyrone Newton, 4 violations. He is number 11. The last page, 6, we have JD Chambers, 4 violations. She's number 12. Then on page 1, toward the top, about the middle, Laura Meeks, 1 violation.
Laura Meeks, okay.
Mhm.
Number what?
She's number 13.
Got her.
Still on page 1, the very first person, Valerie Bridges. She's number 14.
Okay.
Bottom of page 3, we have Valerie Knowles, the last person on there, number 15. Then we have page 1 toward the top, 2nd person on there, Lisa Smith. She's number 16. Go to page 4. Toward the top, we have Jamie Dorsey. He's number 17.
Okay.
I have a couple that we need to strike from the list. On page 1, Ruben Leja, 5th line, 6th line down. He paid.
Okay.
We have, I guess y'all got, on page 4, we have Daniel Jaramillo, 4 violations. He's resetting. He's toward the bottom, John. Resetting for the Spanish docket. Page 5, toward the bottom, Tirza Bishop, 3 violations. She's reset for June. And that's it.
Okay, very good. Now, I understand Mr. Mead has already met with someone.
Yes, he
Cool.
did. He met with Andrew Cola, page 2 on the top.
Okay, and he's number 3, right?
Yes, sir, number 3.
Okay. Mr. Mead, were you able to reach any kind of an agreement with Mr. Cola?
Yes, we were, Your Honor. Mr. Cole, why don't you unmute and get your camera
I think
working?
he is. I think he's unmuted.
Just
I'm
unmuted.
unmuted.
Okay,
I think he's just not on video right now.
okay.
Yeah, I don't know how to.
Okay, that's okay, as long as we can hear you.
Yeah, he was on
Okay.
video. He was on video when we were in the breakout room.
Yeah,
We have we have made a plea bargaining agreement. Mr. Cola is going to plead either guilty or no contest to the lane change violation, failure to maintain insurance, and possession of drug paraphernalia. On the lane change violation, I'm recommending 90 days deferred with a special expense of $200. On failure to maintain insurance, 6 months deferred. Condition maintain insurance, $300. Possession of drug paraphernalia, I'm recommending 120 days deferred, $350.
And how many days?
120,
120.
and 350 was the total?
350.
Okay,
Now, I'm going to take into consideration the illegal tent because I understand that Mr. Cola has gotten rid of that vehicle,
okay.
and I'm going to non-pros the failure to provide evidence of insurance with the court's permission.
Very good. Okay, Mr. Cola, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Cola, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes.
Okay, very good. All right, Mr. Cola, what I'm going to do, and Mr. Mead, how are these fees going to be paid?
Well, they're not going to be paid immediately. I told Mr. Cola that he's going to. When was that? I forgot. Was it this week?
This Friday. This Friday I can pay the $349.
Yeah, this Friday he's going to pay the court costs on all 3 cases, a total of $349. By my calc, I might be wrong. My math is sometimes poor.
Okay, and then the balance?
Then the balance he's going to pay over the course of his probation with the court's permission.
Are we looking at the 6 months or the one that applies to the particular violation?
90 days, Your Honor.
Okay, so whatever, it's respective to whatever that violation is?
Well, no, I'd like for him to pay the total within 90 days.
Yeah, that's manageable.
Okay, so we're gonna pay the balance.
Probably, you know, another, I believe it's $501 after he pays the court cost.
Okay, all righty. Okay,
I
and Mr.
explain to him the consequences of not making those payments. And I suggest the court might reset this matter for 30 days to ensure compliance with it.
Okay. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and pre-approve the plea bargain agreement. I'm gonna go ahead and reset it for 30 days for him to be able to pay the court cost by Friday. And then assuming that he does that, then he'll have 90 days to pay the balance. Is that your understanding, Mr. Mead?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Cola, is that something that you're gonna be able to do, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. All right,
Judge, we're not here on Fridays. Can he pay on Monday?
sure. Yeah, we'll give
Okay.
him that extra 30 days. So it'd be, instead of Friday, Mr. Cola, it'll be that following Monday. Okay,
Okay. Yes, Your
all
Honor.
right. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the paperwork, and that way it'll be pre-approved. Okay, Mr. Cola, I'm gonna ask you to raise your right hand. I know I can't see you, but I'm gonna ask you to raise your right hand. I'm gonna administer an oath. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, now, Mr. Cola, to the charge of change lanes when unsafe, how do you plead?
No contest.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and accept your plea of no contest. I'm gonna go ahead and place you on deferred for 90 days with a special expense fee of $200. To the charge of failed to maintain insurance, sir, how do you plead?
No contest.
I'm gonna go ahead and accept your plea of no contest, place you on deferred for 6 months. In that 6-month period, you're gonna have to maintain insurance. There will be a special expense fee of $300. Now, to the charge of possession or delivery of drug paraphernalia, how do you plead?
No contest.
I'm gonna go ahead and accept your plea of no contest. I'm gonna place you on deferred for 120 days, assess a special expense fee of $350. It's my understanding by this coming Monday, you will be paying $349, which will go towards the court costs for the 3 offenses that we placed you on deferred. And then we will give you 90 days to pay the balance on those 3 violations. In addition to that, the state of Texas has taken into consideration the illegal window 10. So upon successful compliance of your terms of deferred on the other offenses, that charge will be dismissed. With regard to fail to provide evidence of insurance, the state is non-prosecuting that charge. That charge will be dismissed upon satisfactory compliance of the 3 cases that you are on deferred. Okay, Mr. Mead, is there anything that I left out?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Cola, do you have any questions, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, now, Mr. Cola, just make sure that you make that court cost payment by Monday.
Will do.
Okay,
I'll get it.
Clarissa, do we need anything from Mr. Cola?
I just need to make sure that you're still in number 13105.
At 5600 Babcock.
Yes, yeah, try not to give your address on here though.
Oh,
That's okay.
sorry.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
where we're gonna, well, and it's for your benefit, but so you will get a reset form mailed to that address. And do you have our phone number to call the office for payment on the deferred?
Okay.
Do you have a pen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, everybody, if y'all want to take
do.
this number down, we can give it again, but if you have a pen handy or something to write with, I'm going to give you the number that you'd have to call for payment unless you want to come by and pay. It is 210-648-4923. Let me give it to y'all again. It's 210-648-4923. And you can just call that number to make arrangements to pay, or if you need to change your address with us or whatever you need to do. That's the court office.
Okay.
Okay, with that, sir, I'm going to go ahead and excuse you.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, Clarissa, looks like Mr. Guillermo Gutierrez is next to visit with Mr. Mead,
Yes, John, he is on
page 1.
page 1. He has 3 violations. Mr. Gutierrez, if you can unmute yourself, you're going to go into a breakout room with Attorney John Mead. Oops, did I open it? Yeah. Okay, Mr. Cardenas, I don't have you logged in. I'm logging you in right now, and we'll take care of you, okay? Judge, do you need to administer the oath, or did you already do that?
No, I have not done that. In fact, this is a good time to do it.
Okay.
Okay, for everyone that is here on video and audio, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to raise your right hand. I'm going to administer an oath, and then I'm going to go through each individual and acknowledge that you took the oath. And since y'all are all on mute, if you'll give me a thumbs up to tell me that you acknowledge taking the oath. Okay, for those people that are on the phone, I will individually ask you when we call your case. So if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. Okay, Kaylor Ellis, do you acknowledge taking the oath, ma'am? If you give me a thumbs up. Thank you, ma'am. You can put it down now. Lucia Brown, do you acknowledge taking the oath, ma'am? Thank you, ma'am. You can put it down. Laura Servin, do you acknowledge taking the oath? Thank you, ma'am. Valerie Bridges, do you acknowledge taking the oath? Thank you, ma'am. Valerie Knowles, do you acknowledge taking the oath? Thank you, ma'am. Daniel Palomo, do you acknowledge taking the oath, sir? Thank you, sir. Lisa Smith, do you acknowledge taking the oath? Can't see your thumb if you're, there you go, thank you. JD Cherry, got it, Mr. Smith. JD Chambers, thank you, ma'am. Tyron Newton, do you acknowledge taking the oath? Thank you, sir. Okay, all right, so I show the next one to be Luis Omar Escalante, is that correct?
Yes.
Clarissa, okay, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Escalante, if you can unmute yourself, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Escalante, I just administered an oath. Do you acknowledge taking it, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Now, Mr. Escalante, I show that you are under the age of 25 at the time that you received the citation. Is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, to the charge of speeding, 61 and a 45, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Okay. And to the charge of running a red light, how do you plead?
No contest, Your Honor.
All righty. Okay. And what did you want to do with these two citations, sir?
Well, I wanted to take care of the speeding ticket if possible, Your Honor, and perhaps not having, if possible, just not be on my record, and as well with the second citation of running the red light, just give you an explanation of I've lived down the road quarter-mile all time, and that light's always been covered with a trash bag, you know, because that's what they do when they install new lights. At the time being, it was a new situation for me, so running the red light was just it was a mistake on my behalf. And I chose no contest for that reason, that it was just something that blanked out of my brain, thinking it was a red light, not knowing that the new HEB facility on the side was a requirement for the facility.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was the red light, I mean, it wasn't covered, was it?
No, it wasn't covered with a trash bag, but it's always been covered whenever I've seen it before that incident, Your Honor.
I see. But on this particular day, it was uncovered.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. Okay, Mr. Escalante, in order for you to be able to keep these two citations off your record, you're going to have to do a defensive driving class on one of them, because you can only do one, and then we can put you on deferred on the second one. And since you're taking the class, we can use that certificate on the second violation. Do you want to do that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and accept your plea of guilty to the charge of speeding, 61 on the 45. I'm going to go ahead and grant you defensive driving. Let me ask you 4 questions. Do you have a valid driver's license?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Have you, did you have insurance either on the day of the violation or today?
Yes, I did, Your Honor. Yes, I do.
Have you taken a defensive driving class within the last 12 months to get a ticket dismissed?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. And can you pay $141 for the court cost?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and place you on defensive driving on the speeding violation. And of course, you have to take the defensive driving class, and you're going to use it for both violations. And when can you pay the court cost, sir?
I can pay today if possible, Your Honor.
All right, yeah, that would be best. That way we can start you on the defensive driving. Okay, now on the running a red light, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put you on deferred disposition. Okay, now you're going to use the certificate on the speeding violation for the red light. I'm going to go ahead and assess the special expense fee at $270. And let's see, and it's going to be for a 90-day period. Okay, now let me ask you this, sir. When can you pay the $270?
Today, if possible, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, so we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, now do you have any questions, Mr. Escalante?
No, Your Honor. I
Okay.
think everything was explained thoroughly.
Very good. Okay, what I'm going to ask you to do is after we hang up and before 4 o'clock today, if you would call the court and make arrangements to make those payments, and then they'll give you information about the defensive driving class. And, once you do everything you're supposed to do, those will wind up getting dismissed, so it won't show up on your driving record.
Okay. Sounds good, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Okay, with that, Clarissa, do we need anything from Mr. Escalante?
No, just for him to call us. That'd be great.
All right, Mr. Escalante, thank you for appearing, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Okay, Mr. Mead, who were you visiting with?
Guillermo Gutierrez, Your Honor.
Yeah, on page 1. Okay. Okay, were y'all able to reach an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. He's got to do straight pleas on the insurance and suspended license tickets. and needs a long-term payment plan.
Okay,
I'm going to take into consideration and dismiss, request court dismiss the expired registration. He told me he got it done within the week after he got the ticket. He doesn't have his receipt with him, but I'm going to take it into consideration anyway.
okay. All right, is that your understanding, Mr. Gutierrez?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, so Mr. Gutierrez, let's see, where are you?
He's on the top of mine on the phone only. I don't know if that's how. Guillermo Gutierrez.
I see him. Okay, I see him down here. Okay, Mr. Gutierrez, earlier I administered an oath. Do you acknowledge taking the oath, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Gutierrez, to the charge of driving while license invalid or suspended, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay, I'm gonna accept your plea of guilty. I'm gonna assess a fine of $319.80 and place you on time pay. To the charge of failed to maintain insurance, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay, I'm gonna accept your plea of guilty, assess the fine of $384.80 and put you on a time paid. With regard to the expired registration, the state is taking that into consideration, so that charge will be dismissed. Okay, Mr. Gutierrez, do you have any questions, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, Clarissa, do we need anything from Mr. Gutierrez?
Mr. Gutierrez, are you still on Avant?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll mail your payment plan to that address, okay?
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gutierrez. I'm excusing you, sir.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
You too. Okay, who does Mr. Mead need to go visit with?
Daniel Paloma wants to visit with him. He's the number 2. He's on page 1 toward the bottom.
Oh,
He
that's
has
right.
2 violations, but he wants to speak with John Mead.
Yeah, Mr. Mead, he has a CDL.
Yes.
That's
Oh,
right. That's why he wants to visit with you.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Paloma, if you'll just stand by and they're going to put you in the breakout room, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, Clarissa. 4, Dacia Valderas. Okay, Mrs. Valderas, let me see, where are you? There you are. Okay, Miss Valderas, can you unmute yourself, ma'am? Very good. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and Miss Valderas, earlier I administered an oath. Do you acknowledge taking that oath?
Yes.
All right, very good. Ms. Valderas, you've been, and of course, you're under the age of 25, and you've been charged with the offense of speeding, doing 85 and a 50. To that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay. Where were you going so fast, ma'am? You were doing 35 miles over the speed limit.
I know. I was coming home from work and I dropped off a friend at home and my mom was telling me I needed to get home, so I didn't want to get in trouble. I'm sorry. And I didn't even know where I was really, so I was trying to get out of the neighborhood or wherever it was. I don't remember.
Yeah, well, you know, the problem is that by going that fast, you were endangering yourself and could have been somebody else.
I know. I'm sorry. I
All right,
never speed.
Okay, well, this is not the way to start. Ma'am, and what did you want to do with your citation?
I wanted to keep it off my record. I wanted to see if I could take defensive driving.
Well, unfortunately, because you were doing 35 miles over the speed limit, it disqualifies you from the mandatory one. The limit is 24 miles and under. So you don't qualify. Now, I can place you on deferred. It would be pretty expensive though, and you would still have to do the class. And let me tell you what it would be. For 35 miles over, you're looking at $375. And then you still have to do the class. Okay.
And then what is it if I don't do that?
Well, if you don't do that, it's $319, and then it's going to go on your record, which means that your insurance company would catch wind of it.
Okay. No, I'll do the deferred. Am I able to make payments?
Well, what I need for you to do, you have to pay at least the court cost of $134 before I can put you on the deferred. It would be a period of 120 days, and you would have 120 days to pay the balance.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and place you on deferred, assess a special expense fee of $375, place you on deferred for 90 days. I'm sorry, 120 days. And can you pay the court costs today?
The 135?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so what I'm gonna need for you to do is to call in, make that payment, and they'll give you further instructions. And then you're gonna have the 120 days to pay the balance.
Okay.
Okay, now you have to turn in your driving certificate within the 120 days.
Okay.
Okay,
And do I take that in physically or?
any way you want to do it, as long as we get it, but if you do it by mail, just make sure that you've addressed it properly, because sometimes, things get lost. So ideally, it'd be best if you brought it in.
Okay, I could do that.
Now, Clarissa, since we are doing it as a condition of deferred, she does not need her driving record.
Okay.
Just as
And if you do mail it in, Deja, make sure you sign it because they're not valid unless they're signed. So you have to sign the thing before you would take it to us, okay? We also have
Okay.
a mailbox on the front of the building that's locked. If you want to put it in
Mhm.
there, we can get it. If
Okay.
we're closed or if you do it on a weekend or something and want to drop it. But give us a
Okay.
call at the number. Do you have the number written down? The office number?
Yes, for the payment
Yes.
or,
Yes, give us a call. You either need to call us or come by 4 today, okay?
yeah, I'll call right now.
Anybody
And-
that pays if you pay with a credit or debit card in person or over the phone, a 5% processing fee is assessed at the time we run it. The company we get our terminals through charges that. We have no control over it.
Okay. I have a question really quick. If I pay the whole thing, it would be $319 today. I could still, and it could still be off my record, or I have to do the.
You have to do it, no, in order for you to keep it off your record, you have.
Okay, it has to be.
$375.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
understand.
$319 would only be a straight conviction, but it would be reported.
Uh-huh. Right. I don't want that. No. Okay.
Right? Okay, do you have any other questions, Ms. Valderas?
No, sir. That is it.
All right, just make sure you get it paid today, ma'am.
Yes, sir, I will. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and excuse you.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Do I hang up now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You do the same. Thank you, miss.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Mead, you were visiting with
Close that
Daniel
room.
Palomo.
Oops. Did that bring him back? Is he still in there?
No, he's not back yet.
No. Let's see.
Mr. Mead, if you could unmute yourself.
There he is.
There he is. Okay, very good.
But before we go any further, Mr. Paloma, I want to tell you something. You were right. I got the wrong two violations. There was a speeding and a driver's license, okay?
Right.
Mr. Paloma, since he's got a CDL, Your Honor, wants to set these cases for non-jury trial. I think the only one he needs to try is going to be the speeding.
Okay, so non-jury docket?
Non-jury docket, Your Honor. Is that correct, Mr. Paloma? You're muted, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay, Mr. Palomo, so you're entering a plea of not guilty and you're setting it down for a non-jury trial, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, Mr. Palomo, you'll be getting a court date from the court.
Okay.
So be on the lookout for a letter from the court.
Yes, sir.
All right?
So
Okay.
I was just gonna ask you, Judge, But the no driver license,
It's a failure to display a driver's license. Do you have a driver's license?
yes, sir, I do have a driver license
Okay.
and it was active. The only thing that I didn't have it.
Okay, why don't you either get a
Email?
copy to us, email, fax,
Let me give you a number to text it to, Daniel. That way we can dismiss it right away. There is a $20 compliance dismissal fee if the judge is
Yes, ma'am.
wanting to collect that. We can,
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, do we assess the compliance dismissal fee?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a $20 dismissal fee. If you can text it to a number I'm going to give you right now,
Yes, ma'am.
and then call that number and pay the violation, we can go ahead and get that one dismissed today.
I'll call.
And
I'll
the
call
other
to the-
one, yeah, the other one. So do you have a pen with you, Daniel?
Yeah, I do, ma'am.
Okay, it's 210, this is a city cell phone, 210-837-3704. You can text a picture of it to that address and then call that number and we'll dismiss it for the $20 compliance dismissal fee.
Yes, ma'am. I'll
Okay.
call. I call this number, the one you just gave me.
Text, well, first, yeah, call that number after you text the picture.
Yes, ma'am. I will.
Okay,
Yes,
thanks.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you, Mr. Palomo.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, me.
Have a good day, sir. Okay, Clarissa, I show Mr. Mead is going to go in with Destiny Sanchez, number 7 on page 1. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Mr. Mead, did you get that?
Yes.
Okay, very good. And I'll be handling Anthony Hidrogo.
Let me get him set up and then we'll start that real quick. Okay, Destiny, you're going in. All right.
Okay,
Okay, so-
Mr. Hidrogo, if you could unmute yourself, sir. Anthony Hidrogo, if you could unmute yourself.
Let me see if I send.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
There we go. That's okay. We got it. We're good. Okay, Mr. Hidrogo, earlier I administered an oath. Do you acknowledge taking that oath, sir?
Yes, sir. I
Very
understand
good.
those.
Okay, now I show that you are under the age of 25. You have one charge of speeding, 75 and a 50. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Not guilty?
No, guilty.
Guilty, plead guilty. And then you have a charge of an illegal window tint. How do you plead?
No, not guilty.
Not guilty.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to sit tight and we'll let you visit with the prosecutor. See if y'all can work something out on both of them.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just sit tight.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sure. Okay, Clarissa, number 7. Okay, that's,
Destiny,
yeah, that's John is visiting with her.
yes. And then we have Eric Runnels will visit with him. So we have Taylor Ellis.
Okay, she's on page 4. Okay, Miss Ellis, let's see, where are you, Miss Ellis? If you could unmute yourself.
Hi.
There you go. Okay, now I see you, Miss Ellis. Okay, Miss Ellis, you are under the age of 25 and you have a charge of no driver's license. How do you plead?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead?
No, I'm guilty.
Okay, and why don't you have a license?
So I actually just finished my driver's ed course. I just can't get an appointment in the DMV, I think it's called. I can't get an appointment until July 15th there. I did schedule that for myself, but I can't. I did what I could for myself. I know I need one.
Yes, you
So
do.
I did make that.
And have you done the written part already, or are you waiting to do both?
I'm not too sure. I just know that I did. I
You just
I
finished
have
the
a
course.
certificate. Yes, ma'am. I just have a certificate of completion for the driver's ed course.
Like online?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So she hasn't taken her test yet, Judge. That's what it sounds like. Did you take a test and get your permit?
No, ma'am.
No.
Not yet. Okay. Okay. Well, let me give you your two options. Now, the problem is that here we are on April, May, June, July. We're looking at probably about 90 days. And you said it was, when's your appointment? July the 18th?
The 15th.
15th? Okay.
But that might be, is that just for the written test, the computer test, and then you still have to do a driving test? I don't really know how.
Me either. I don't know how it works.
I used to, but I don't know. Now, a lot of the courses, you take the written test before and you get your permit right away from taking the course online. That's how my children did it. But if you didn't take, if you don't have your permit, then I don't know how yours was set up.
Yeah, because when I was 16 and I was able to get a permit, I never got one. I never did anything to get one. So now I'm 18 and then I don't know the process of it, if it's still the same.
Well, let me ask you this, Ms. Ellis, did you just want to pay this fine and be done with it, or are you want to do that? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and accept your plea of guilty, assess a fine of $167. And do you need time to pay?
No, sir.
You can pay it today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. All right, do you have the phone number so you can call the court and make that payment?
Yes, sir. The one that Clarissa had given out.
Yes.
Okay, yes, sir.
Okay, all right, well, why don't you go ahead and take care of that, and you know, try not to be driving without a license, so you know you're gonna be down this road again.
Yes, sir. And will this be on my record?
Unfortunately, yes, it will be reported.
Yeah. Okay. Well, was there a way that I could have went about it to have it not on my record?
Well, you would have to have been able to get your license, have your license. But you know, we're looking at July, and that's just for the written part.
Yes,
and then you have to drive, I think, 6 months before you can get the regular license. She would just have her permit, so.
Yeah.
Your Honor, if you don't mind me speaking, the way it works is that so she schedules an appointment with the DMV. The DMV will go ahead and get her. It's not written anymore since she is the age of 18.
Oh, okay.
They schedule an appointment. She fills out all the information, and then they go ahead and actually set her up for. They do 2 appointments. So one, like I said, is for her to get information down, and then the next one will be for her actual driven test.
So that could actually be even longer then.
Actually shorter, not longer.
Well, it's not till the appointment not till July 15th, right?
That would be her first appointment.
Yeah, that'll be the first appointment, and it doesn't take too much longer. It's not like she has to go into the DMV. The second time she just goes to the DMV and she waits in line until one of them come outside and give her driver's test. So there's no written or anything else like that.
Okay. God, I mean, we're looking at, you know, May, June. We're looking at about 2.5 months.
I can try and go to a different DMV instead of the one that is right here by my house. I can see if maybe their appointment time is a little bit shorter.
Okay, this is what I'm going to do then. I'm going to go ahead and reset your case for 30 days. Gives you a chance to go explore that, okay? And
yes,
then
sir.
When you come back to court, let us know where you're at.
Yes, sir.
As far as being able to just get started.
Yes,
Okay?
sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Sure. Clarissa, do we need anything from Ms. Ellis?
Ms. Ellis, are you on Aiken Street?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll mail your reset date to that, okay?
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
And I don't have to pay anything today, right?
No, not today.
No? Okay, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay, John Mead's not back yet, but we have somebody that called in. I need them to unmute their phone though. Let's see. Gosh, there we go. If you're calling from a phone number that ends in 205, I need you to unmute your phone and give us your name so we can log you in, or if you're already logged in, I'm not sure what's going on. If you're calling from a phone number that ends in 205, if you can unmute your phone and let us know who you are.
Did that work?
Yes. What is your name?
Okay, Susan Green.
Susan Green.
Season, SEASON.
Okay, just one second. Let me try to find you on the docket real quick. You're on
Might have been Demaray at the time.
What was it?
Demaray, DEMARAY.
Okay, Clarissa, Mrs. Green is on page 1.
How am I missing that? Oh, there she is. Season. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Season. I had you as
It
Susan.
would be number 18.
Season Green. Well, that's a nice name.
Thank you.
All right, Susan, we have you logged in. Judge, I have on the bottom of page 1, Miguel Cardenas is going to be number 18. Apparently he's already visited with us and had something determined, but I guess didn't pay. So he's back.
Okay, so Mrs. Green would be 19.
So yes, Miss Green will be 19.
Okay, and
Okay, so John Mead is not back yet. So we are going with Anthony needed to see. John's with her. Eric. Did we do Anthony Drago?
yes.
Okay, I didn't
I
mark
think
him off.
it's
Okay.
Lucia Brown Garza
Yes,
would be number 10.
top of page 5.
Yes, okay, Miss Garza. Where is Mrs. Garza?
She's under Lucia Brown. I don't see her sitting there though. There's somebody there.
Lucia Brown.
Do you see her? Lucilla?
Yeah, there she is, but nobody's there.
Yeah.
There she's
Lucilla?
taking a nap.
Oh, somebody's there. Is that her?
Are you Lucia Brown?
No,
Garza?
there she is. Okay, unmute yourself, Lucilla.
Okay, yes, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Miss Brown, you have 2 charges here. One is failed to maintain insurance. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay, and then you also have a charge of failure to display a driver's license. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay, with regard to your failure to display a driver's license, do you have a driver's license, Ms. Brown?
No.
You do not. Okay.
No.
Okay, well.
No.
Well, Clarissa, I don't know how I can find her guilty on a failure to display when she doesn't have one.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go ahead
Let me
and-
make sure what the ticket says, Judge.
Okay.
It says, yeah, failed to display.
All right. Well, Miss Brown, I'm going to dismiss that, but please be aware that the state could refile. Okay, and there's a 2-year statute of limitation.
What do you mean?
Well, in other words, when they wrote out the ticket, they wrote it as failure to display. But if you don't have a license, you can't display a license you don't have. But the state could always refile for no driver's license. I'm not saying that they're going to, but just be aware that, you know, it could happen.
¿Me lo puede decir en español?
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna have to put her on. Okay.
No.
No.
No, I don't want to wait this long again.
Well,
Okay.
you sound like you can speak.
I have my sister here. She can explain me to me again. Can
Well,
you
why don't-
repeat it?
Why don't we do this, Ms. Brown? It sounds to me like you speak fairly good English. Let me go ahead.
But I don't understand why you say a few words. I don't.
Okay, well, let me try in English, and if you have a problem, then we can have your sister interpret.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So Miss Lucia Brown Garza, you're telling the court that you do not have a driver's license, is that correct? Okay.
Yes.
So what I was going to say is that because they charge you with failure to display a driver's license, I'm going to dismiss the case.
Okay.
Okay, but the state of Texas could refile for a failure to have a driver's license or no driver's license. And I'm not saying that they're going to, all I'm saying is that they could.
Okay. Okay.
Puede ser, estoy diciendo que a lo mejor.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Sí, yes.
Okay, now the other citation that you pled guilty is no insurance. Okay,
Yes.
now what did you want to do with that citation?
I have insurance already on the car.
But did you have insurance on the day that they gave you the ticket? Okay, well, let me give you your options, okay? Let me give you your options and make sure that you understand it. If not, tell me so, okay?
Okay.
Okay, option number one is to pay a fine of $266.
Okay.
Now, if you do that, it'll get reported. So when you do get a license, it'll be waiting for you, okay?
Okay.
That's option number one. Option number two is that I can place you on probation, but you would have to pay $300 and then you would have to maintain insurance for 6 months. Okay. Now, there are some insurance companies that are offering insurance without a driver's license. So that's an option available to you.
Okay.
But you would have to have insurance for at least the next 6 months.
I do. Okay. I'll just pay the 260 something.
Okay, all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and accept your plea of guilty, assess a fine of $266. Okay, do you need time to pay it? Can you pay that today?
I can pay it today.
Okay, all right, very good. Did you write down the phone number of the court?
I don't know, sir. I have one here. I don't know if the paper they sent me. I guess the 210-837-3704, that one?
Call 210. Do you have a pen, Lucia? I'm sorry.
Yes.
210-648-4923. Oh, you got it?
Okay.
648-4923.
Yes, okay. So I call to this number to make the payment, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, all right, thank you, Ms. Brown.
Thank you. Can I leave right now?
You can leave, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, Mr. Mead, who were you visiting with?
I was visiting with
Destiny Sanchez.
Destiny Sanchez, Your Honor.
Okay, let me find her here.
She's on page 1 in the middle.
Okay, were y'all able to reach an agreement, Mr. Mead?
Yes, we were, Your Honor.
Okay, and is Ms. Sanchez back?
She's here, I believe, Judge.
Okay, yeah, there
There
she
she
is.
is. Okay.
Okay.
In return, Your Honor, we plea bargain is as follows. In return for plea of guilty to the speeding, I'm going to recommend 9 days deferred. Now, she was 24 at the time, but that was in 2016. So she doesn't have to take the driver safety course anymore, does she?
No, she does. It's the
The day of the offense?
it's the date of the offense.
So then condition, she take driver safety course, special expense fee, $350.
Well, now, does she want to go with the mandatory defensive driving?
That's fine if she'd like to.
Okay.
Ms. Sanchez?
Yes.
You can take the defensive driving and you don't have to go on probation if you want to.
Okay.
Because you got to take it you got to take it anyway.
Right.
Okay.
So you might as well just do driver safety on that one.
Driver's ed.
No.
Yeah.
No, not driver's ed, the defensive driving class. Driver's ed is to get your license.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Defensive driving.
I just want to make sure because some people have actually done that, taken a driver's ed course. So it's a lot cheaper than deferred.
Yeah.
Okay, now ma'am, can you pay $134.10 today?
It's 144, Judge,
144, okay, oh, yeah, there is. Well, let's see.
for the driving safety course.
Yeah, why do I show court 124.10?
I'm not real sure with that one, but
So the
it's,
134.
I don't know, I guess because of the court cost, I don't know what it's, I mean, the collection fees and
Collection, yeah.
all. She's
There's
got
some
Omni
collection
collection, got all kinds of stuff on there.
Well, yeah, but if you look at the chart, it says fine 134, court 124.10, then has Omni, then collection.
I'm not real sure why it's broken down like that, but it's gonna be 144 for
144, okay, Miss
driving safety. Let me see.
Sanchez, can you pay 144?
Might be a typo. Look it up.
Yes, Judge. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so she'll pay today.
All right, Your Honor, the total she's going to pay today then is now, we talked about a different number, but it's now $969.
Okay, well, give me how are we gonna break that down?
Okay, I'll go through the rest of them.
Okay, so just basically you're gonna take out the defensive driving one, right?
I'm taking that out and adding the court costs in.
Okay,
So the rest of it's going to be possession of drug paraphernalia, 120 days deferred, special expense $475. Failure to maintain.
120,
120 days.
120 days. Okay,
475.
okay.
On the failure to maintain insurance, 6 months deferred, $350. Condition she maintain insurance. And she's going to pay all of it today, which I now calculate to be $969. I might be wrong about that.
Okay, let's see. Okay, we're looking at 144 plus 350 plus 475, 969.
That's what I got.
That's what I got too. Okay, so she's paying that today. Okay, is that correct, Ms. Sanchez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. So Ms. Sanchez, let's go ahead and now, Ms. Sanchez, do you acknowledge taking the oath that I administered earlier, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, Mr. Mead, what about the
Oh,
operator?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm going to, with the court's permission, I'm going to take that into consideration and request it be dismissed.
Okay, very good. Okay, now, Mrs. Sanchez, to the charge of failure to maintain insurance, how do you plead?
No contest.
Okay, and I'm going to accept your plea of no contest, place you on deferred for 6 months, assess a special expense fee of $350. You will be required to maintain insurance for the 6-month period. To the charge of possession of drug paraphernalia, how do you plead?
No contest.
Okay, I'm going to accept your plea of no contest, place you on deferred for 120 days, special expense fee of $475. With regard to the operated motor vehicle without a license plate, the state has taken that into consideration and will be dismissed. And then with regard to the speeding, you will be taking the defensive driving class. Let's see. Mr. Mead, did I leave anything out?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
Okay, Mrs. Sanchez, do you have any questions, ma'am?
No, sir.
Okay, are you gonna call in the payment? Or are you gonna go by the court, or how are you gonna pay that?
I'm going to go ahead and call in.
Okay, all right. Now you
Ms.
understand?
Sanchez, there is a 5% processing fee that gets assessed if you pay with a card. I'm just letting you know so you have a little heads up.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Sanchez, well, I'm gonna go ahead and excuse you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
John Mead, I have you going in the breakout room with Anthony Idrago.
Where is he?
He is on
Page.
page 2, the
Page
top of
2.
page 2. Anthony, if you can unmute yourself, we're gonna put you in a breakout room.
Okay, sorry about that.
No problem. Just wanted to let you know before you got in there. Okay, here we go. Okay, Judge, that leaves us with Tyrone Newton wants to see that done. Okay, we have, my goodness. Looks like Laura Meeks is our next one.
Okay, now Clarissa, I show on her notes that she's paid in full online.
She did. She went online and paid it.
So is she still here?
Yes, she's there. Okay, she went online and paid it. Find the receipt. And I have a lot of papers for Laura. Sorry. Okay, she paid it February 26th in full, but then she called because she was upset because it's on her record. So she wanted to see you. There was some problems with a ticket in Colorado or something that didn't get taken care of and ended up giving her a driving while license invalid status. But she had taken care of it. She has sent proof from Colorado. So they had her on an NRVC, the non-resident violators compact, and had suspended her license because of a ticket. She did send me proof from Colorado that it was in fact paid on June 20th, 2016 and cleared up. She got her ticket 1 month prior to that. So,
and I just found this paper, so I didn't have it at the time that I paid this in full, Judge. I honestly went by the notice that I received through the mail after 5 years. And I just wanted to take care of it. I didn't realize that that was still outstanding. I don't have anything on
I think the reason it was done is because when you were driving in May 13th, 2016, when you got the ticket, they wrote you for driving while license invalid. You paid your ticket.
Correct.
In Colorado, June 20th, 2016, a month after you got the ticket. So it was invalid at the time.
And they dismissed it after I paid. It was a courtesy clearance.
Yeah.
So it was the citation in Colorado was dismissed?
Yeah, so I did not
It just says date paid on here, so I don't know.
I did not find this paper. I believe I submitted this evidence back 5 years ago, but I did not find it until literally 2 days ago. My ex-husband was the one that found it and was able to provide me with this document. And he remembers taking me to court so that I could give the paperwork. But obviously, I mean, it's just too far back. And I am sorry, I just don't remember all the facts.
Judge, I sent you what she sent from Colorado.
On the phone?
I texted it to you, yes, sir.
Okay, let me see.
So I'm just trying to reverse that part of the.
She wants to know if we can reverse the judgment against her and keep it off her record.
So
it was reported to DPS in February.
And my driver's license was suspended until June 22nd. And I really don't have anything else in my record. My driver's license, my driving record for the past 4 or 5 years. I pulled it up. I even took a safety driving course back in 2018. I'm just trying to get to work.
Okay. Now, is this ticket prohibiting you from getting your license?
Yeah, like I can't, like right now my driver's license is suspended until June 22nd because MDPS told me that the only way to take that is by reversing this judgment from China Grove. Now I understand I was stopped because my headlight was out that night. I was coming back from work, so like I paid that as well.
Okay, but let me ask you this. There's no question that on May 13th, 2016, it was invalid. Is that correct?
All I remember is I have this clearance from Colorado that I received. I paid it like afterward,
Afterwards, yeah.
after I was stopped, but this is a clearing that invalid charge. It says courtesy clearance.
But
After
that,
the fact, though.
but that clearance is dated after you received the ticket in China Grove.
I understand that. Yes.
Okay, now let me ask you this.
Mhm.
When you're saying that this ticket, and Clarissa, is this on an Omni status?
It's cleared from Omni because she paid it. So we cleared the hold with Omni, but it's coming, it was reported as a conviction.
Conviction. But I mean,
So,
she can get her.
I think the
license now.
conviction is holding her up because it's keeping her license in an invalid status because I don't know if this is a fact, but I think if you're in an invalid status and then you get another ticket while you're in invalid status, it holds it up further.
You mean
Like
invalid?
she's got like a probationary period with them. Like through
Right,
this June, is it in a couple months?
Until June 22nd.
So this conviction on her record is holding her up until June from getting her license.
Well, yeah, but my question is this. The holdup is because Colorado is not releasing.
No, it's because,
Yeah, no,
it's
Colorado-
because we reported it as a conviction when she paid it online.
I understand that, and I understand that, but my question is this. Because it was reported as a conviction, does that hold up Colorado from?
I don't think
No?
so.
No,
I think
I
they've
call-
already done that. They've already released their part of it for the first time it was driving while license invalid.
I called Colorado and they cleared, there's absolutely nothing in my record in Colorado.
Okay, but Ms. Meeks, your goal is to be able for you to get your license, is that correct? Okay,
Yeah.
now we've released the hold on your license, so there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to get your license.
I received a notice from DPS that states that my license is suspended until June 22nd because when I was stopped in China Grove, the warning said invalid, okay? Within a few weeks, I went back to Colorado and cleared that charge altogether. But I just now found the paper that shows that I did that.
So when did you get the letter from DPS stating that it's on hold because of us?
The letter from DPS I received, so the final judgment was signed on March 4th, and then the letter from DPS, from Judge Morales, and the letter from DPS is dated March 25th, but it dates back to March 2nd.
Because it was paid there.
Because it was paid.
So
on-
when she paid it with us and we sent the conviction to DPS, they have put her on a probationary period for violating her driving while license invalid and getting a ticket with us
Okay,
when we reported it
Yeah.
okay,
before she can renew.
okay. And how much did she pay?
She paid the full amount. She paid the
$319.80.
$319, yeah, $319.80. It had collection fees and stuff on there because it was old.
Okay, why don't we do this, Clarissa? Let's go ahead and reverse it and put her on deferred. And since she's already paid the fee, we'll go ahead and of course, release the hold.
Okay, so Laura, I'm going to do that. I will try to process it tonight or in the morning. Now, I have to fax that to DPS. How quickly they do that, it may take them several days.
Thank you.
To reverse that, okay? All right.
Okay, Ms. Meeks, that should, I mean, she's going to get to it as soon as she can.
I will, yeah, I will do it. I will do it either today or bright and early in the morning and fax it to them immediately. But they have a little turnaround time for manual stuff. This isn't anything I can submit electronically. So we're at their mercy.
Thank you so much.
Okay, all right. Do we need anything else from Mrs. Meeks? Servine?
No, and I have your number and stuff. I'll let you know as soon as I send it, okay?
Can I log off?
Yes.
Yes, yes, ma'am. You're free to go.
Thank
you, ma'am.
Thanks, Laura.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, Mr. Mead.
Okay, Judge.
Yes.
Judge, real quick, Destiny Sanchez is calling. You had given her, she had 4 violations. One of them, she's going to do driving safety course. She doesn't have a driver's license. She has an ID.
Nah.
She didn't, yeah, she didn't mention that one to you.
Well, I guess the only thing we can do is convert it over to a deferred.
And yeah, the fee on that was going to be $350 for a total of $1,175, Your Honor.
Okay, so now she's got to pay $1,175.
Yeah, tell her that because of that, it's going to have to go back to what Mr. Mead and her.
And then she'll still have to take a driving safety course because she's 24.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, but that's only as a condition.
No driving record. Okay.
Correct.
That's the total for all of them.
Okay.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Mead, who are you visiting with?
I was visiting with Anthony Drogo, Your Honor.
Where is he at?
He's the top of page 2.
Okay, got him. Okay, is he back? Yes, he is. Okay,
Yes,
Mr. Drogo, if you can listen up. Were you all able to reach an agreement?
Yes, he's going to plead guilty or no contest, pay a fine on the speeding ticket of fine and court costs $435. I am going to, he told me that he was driving his mother's car, so I'm going to take into consideration and request court dismiss the illegal 1 to 10. He's going to pay the $435 today.
And that's a straight pay?
Straight plea.
Okay, Mr. Drogo, is that your understanding, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And now you understand that it's going to go on your driving record?
Yes, Your Honor. Is there a way that for it to not go on my?
Well, that's something
I'm really not on 25 over. I'm really not prepared to recommend deferred, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Drogo, he's not. That would not be part of the agreement.
Okay. Well, then it should be fine then if I just pay it.
Okay.
And
Okay. To the charge of speeding, 75 into 50. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Guilty. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and accept your plea of guilty, assess a fine of $435. The state is going to take into consideration the illegal window tint, and that charge will be dismissed. Okay, and my understanding, you're going to pay today. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you have the phone number to call it in, or do you think it'll come by?
No, I have the phone number when she had said it.
All right, very good. Just make sure you call before, 4 o'clock, Clarissa?
Sure.
Yeah, sometime before 4.
Okay, so I can call right now and I can do the payment right now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, and that's it?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All righty.
John Mead, I have Eric Runnels on the bottom of page 5. RUNNELS. 3 violations. Mr. Runnels, if you can unmute yourself, you can go into the breakout room and talk to Attorney John Mead.
Okay, Clarissa, so that brings us to,
Goodness.
is it Lisa Smith? I show her number
Yes.
16.
Lisa Smith, but she has 2 violations. I believe she wants to talk to John Mead as well. Lisa, did you want to talk to the judge first, or do you want to talk to John Mead to work something out?
She would have to talk to John Mead.
She would, okay. I think she wants to work something out. So we're going to go ahead and let you talk to the prosecutor. Then we have Jamie Dorsey, Judge. And Jamie Dorsey is on page, top of page 4.
Page 4. Okay, Miss Dorsey, if you could unmute yourself. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, okay, Mr. Dorsey. Okay, Mr. Dorsey, you have, first of all, do you acknowledge taking the oath that I administered earlier, sir?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Okay, all right, you have a charge of speeding 62 and a 50. To that charge, how do you plead, sir?
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Okay, did you want to set it for a jury trial or a non-jury trial?
Non-jury is fine, sir.
Non-jury, okay. Okay, Mr. Dorsey, we're going to be sending you a court date on our non-jury docket. So if you'll be on the lookout for that.
Is that coming via mail or is it going to be email?
There will be mail.
Okay, I need to change my address.
Okay, let me give you a phone number. Can I
Okay.
give you a phone number to call, please?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay, it is 210-648-4923.
Okay, great. I will call that number.
Thank you, Mr. Dorsey.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right, Judge, that leaves us with Miguel Cardenas. He's on page 1, number 18.
Okay, let's see, Mr. Cardenas. Oh, well, let's see, we got Mr. Mead back.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Mead, who were you visiting with?
Mr. Reynolds? He's not
Reynolds.
back yet.
No, he's not back.
What page is he on?
He's on
Mr.
page 5
Reynolds.
at the bottom.
Hello?
Yeah, he's here.
Okay, hold on, Mr. Reynolds, let me locate. Okay, I got you here. Okay. Okay, Mr. Mead, were y'all able to reach an agreement?
Yes, we were, Your Honor.
Okay,
On the driving with license invalid or suspended, Mr. Reynolds is going to plead guilty or no contest. I'm going to recommend a fine of $200.
straight pay,
Yes.
$200, okay?
On the fail to maintain insurance, recommend 6 months deferred, $300, condition that he maintain insurance during the period of probation. Now, Mr. Reynolds, I forgot to ask you, you're going to be able to pay this $500 today?
No, sir, not all upfront, no, sir.
How much can you pay?
I'll give you 200 right now, we're fine.
Okay, that'll pay your court costs on the insurance. Now, you need part of that to pay the court costs on the insurance. You need to pay the rest within 30 days.
Okay.
All right, so, and I'm gonna recommend, I'm on no process of failure to provide evidence of insurance, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Reynolds, is that your understanding of the agreement, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Reynolds, to the charge of driving while license invalid or suspended, how do you plead, sir?
No contest.
Okay. And by the way, Mr. Reynolds, I had administered an oath earlier. Do you acknowledge taking that oath?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to accept your plea of no contest, assess a fine of $200 to the charge of driving while license invalid. I'm going to go ahead and ask you to the charge of failed to maintain insurance. How do you plead?
No contest.
Okay, I'm going to accept your plea of no contest, place you on deferred for 6 months, special expense fee of $300, and you have to maintain insurance for that 6-month period. And okay, and with regard to the Ms. Green, there you go. Now, with regard to the failed to provide evidence of no insurance, the state is going to non-prosecute that, and that charge will be dismissed. And I'm going to show that you're going to pay $200 today, which is going to go towards the court costs on the 2 offenses. And Mr. Mead, how much time to pay the balance?
How much time do you need to pay the remaining balance?
30 days.
Of $300. Pardon me?
30 days will be fine. 30 days will be fine.
Okay.
Okay. Then.
Okay, and is the straight fine 200? Is that a payment plan?
I think he needs to pay the court costs on the insurance today. So.
Yes, yeah. So then we
How
can
much
go
is that?
ahead and put him on a payment plan for the other, put 200 toward the insurance and then the payment plan on the other?
That would be fine. Or put the 81's the court costs. So take the 81, or you can put 81 on the insurance and put the 119 on the fine. I don't know. However you want to.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we go ahead and apply the $200 towards the insurance? That'll get him on probation, and then he'll have 30 days time pay to pay the driving while license invalid.
Okay.
And how about the insurance, Your Honor?
Well, the insurance is going to pay
$100.
$200, and then The balance will be due at the end of 6 months.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Okay. All right, Mr. Reynolds, can you call the court and make arrangement? Well, let's see, yeah, you have to pay the 200, so either call or come by 4 o'clock today.
And that's the what number is that? The
It's
210.
210-648-4923.
Okay, I got, yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Reynolds, I'm gonna go ahead and excuse you, sir.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
All right, John Mead, I have you going in the breakout room with Tyrone Newton. He is on page 3 at the bottom. Tyrone,
Yes.
yeah, you unmuted. Great. I'm going to open up the room for y'all. All right, Judge, that leaves us with Miguel Cardenas. Mr. Cardenas, if you can unmute yourself, we'll go ahead and talk to the judge. Miguel Cardenas is on page 1, Judge.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Cardenas, hold on for 1 second. Let me review this.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Okay,
I think he just hadn't paid. He had until today to pay and hasn't.
Okay, and how much does he owe?
He owes the court cost of each violation for deferred.
Was that 81?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mr. Cardenas, can you pay the court cost today, sir?
Well, it's 66 for the fail to control speed and 134 for the following too closely.
Okay, Mr. Cardenas, can you pay that today?
$200.
Sir.
You're breaking up, Mr. Cardenas. Can you hear him, Judge?
No.
Okay, Mr. Cardenas, you might need to change locations. You're breaking up real bad.
Okay.
Still can't hear you. No, sir. Oh, no. Okay, well, on to the next one. He disconnected. I guess he's going to try to call back.
Okay.
So we have Season Green also on page 1, 1 violation. It's back from 2019, January 3rd, 2019, failed to provide evidence of insurance.
Okay, Miss Green, can you unmute yourself, ma'am? Okay, Miss Green. Okay, ma'am, you have a charge here of failed to provide evidence of insurance. To that charge, how do you plead?
I was driving someone else's car, so not guilty, no contest. I'm not sure what the differences are.
Well, not guilty is you're basically saying you're not guilty. No contest is you're neither admitting it nor denying it. Okay. So now the fact that you're driving somebody else's car, the driver still has a responsibility to make sure that the car is insured. Okay, so.
Well, I was told by the owner of the vehicle that there was insurance, but then that they were supposed to be in the glove box, but then the car got impounded during that same traffic stop. So I had to get a lift home.
Okay, well, I understand that, but how do you plead to this charge, ma'am?
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Okay, we're gonna set it down for a trial. What type of trial did you want? Jury or non-jury?
What is the difference between those? Does it matter?
If it's a jury trial, it'll be in front of 6 citizens from the city of China Grove. If it's a jury trial, then it would be a trial before the court, and where the judge would make the decision.
Okay, the non-jury trial is fine, sir.
Okay. All right, Clarissa, if we can go ahead and put on a non-jury docket. Ms. Green, you'll be getting some paperwork on a non-jury trial setting.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You're excused.
Okay, we have Mr. Cardenas back, it looks like. Mr. Cardenas, can you unmute your phone? Oh, and we have John Mead back.
Yeah, let me finish with Mr. Cardenas. Mr. Cardenas.
Yes, sir.
can you pay the $200 today, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, Clarissa, so he's gonna make that payment.
Okay. Today. And the rest, it says on here, the rest in 30 days from the previous. Oh, no, it says by end. Oh, it's
By
really
the way.
funny. Okay, so by the end of the probation.
Okay.
Okay, so just do you have our phone number, Mr. Cardenas?
Yes,
The office number?
I couldn't get it out earlier. Let me get a pen right quick.
Okay.
Mr. Mead, who were you visiting with?
With Mr. Newton, Your Honor, he's back.
What page is he on?
He's on page 3, Your Honor.
Okay,
Down towards the bottom.
okay, well, let's give Mr. Cardenas a minute to get back.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay. Got a pen?
Yes, ma'am.
210-648-4923. You have to call by 4 o'clock, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too.
Okay, Mr. Mead, what do we have?
Well, Mr. Newton told me that he came by yesterday afternoon and paid the speeding and failure to report change of address. Mr. Newton, unmute yourself, please. Okay, there you are.
Yeah, I spoke with Judy. I handled everything with Judy.
You came by and paid? With a card or a cash or?
I paid the speeding ticket with the money order.
Okay, I show that the failed to report change of name or address was dismissed. And you are on you're taking a driving safety course for the speeding, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, that is true.
That leaves us with 2.
Yes.
Yes.
Failure to maintain insurance, failure to provide evidence of insurance. Mr. Newton is going to plead guilty or no contest to the failure to provide insurance. Special expense fee is $300, 6 months deferred, condition maintain insurance. And I'm going to non-process the failure to provide evidence, Your Honor. And he's going to pay today.
Okay, so we're looking at deferred on the failure to maintain. That'd be $300, you said?
Correct, Your Honor.
And then 6 months insurance, pay today. And the failure to provide evidence of insurance will be non-prosecuted. So it'll be dismissed.
That's correct.
Okay. Mr. Newton, did you hear all that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, I administered an oath earlier. Do you acknowledge taking the oath, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, to the charge of failure to maintain insurance, how do you plead?
No contest.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and accept your plea of no contest, place you on deferred for 6 months, special expense fee of $300. You are to maintain insurance for that 6 month period, and the special expense fee will be paid today. Mr. Newton, do you have the number to the court so you can make that payment?
Would it be okay for me to take it up there?
Sure.
Yes, sir.
That'd be even better. Okay, so just
Yes,
make
sir.
sure you go by there before 4 o'clock today.
And I could pay cash, correct?
Oh, yes, we take cash.
Okay, yes, sir.
All righty. Okay, with that, I'm going to go ahead and excuse you.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
All right, John Mead, I have JD Chambers, and she is going to go into the breakout. Now she smiles. She's going to go into the breakout room with you. JD, if you can unmute yourself.
Where is she?
She is on page 6 at the top. Well, the only one on page 6.
Okay.
All right. Judge, you get a break because everybody else has to see John Mead.
Waiting for Mr. Mead. All
Yeah.
right. Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay. I will be right back too. Anybody needs to take a potty break, feel free.
Okay, Mr. Mead, who are you visiting with?
I was in there with Miss Chambers, right?
Chambers. Oh, she's on the last page.
And she's smiling again.
Okay, well, that's good to see. So it must have been a good meeting, I take it.
Yeah, I think it worked out for the state and for the defense.
Very good. Okay, so let's see if we can get Clarissa so she can start taking some notes down.
So I'm down to, are these last two mine too, Judge?
I think so, yes. Yes.
She loads these up on me. These multiple violations, or maybe the officers ought to quit writing so many multiple violations.
Yes, that could be the case. Let me see if I can get Clarissa's attention here.
Somebody just came. Is that?
She was already here. Look at, we have two Valeries, Valerie Bridges and Valerie Knowles.
Was her case already taken care of, Your Honor?
No, I think they're here to visit with you.
There are three people?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Clarissa's phone is not going to record. Okay, well, why don't you read the terms of
Sorry,
the.
I'm here. We got a problem at the window. Sorry about that. Let me close this out. Okay.
And this is with Miss Chambers, Clarissa, on page 6.
Yes, sir. Page 6.
Okay, Mr. Mia, you ready, Clarissa?
Yes, sir.
All right,
Okay.
what do we have?
Ms. Chambers, Your Honor, the plea bargain that we worked out is following. On the, excuse me, on the fail to maintain insurance, 6 months deferred, condition she maintain insurance, $300. I'm going to no price the failure to provide evidence of insurance.
Okay.
Possession or delivery of drug paraphernalia, we're going to do 120 days deferred for $375. Ms. Chambers told me she had got the registration done and she paid the
Late penalty?
the late penalty. And she doesn't have a receipt, so I'm just going to take that into consideration and go ahead and dismiss it, Your Honor.
Okay, no dismissal fee?
No dismissal fee. Just take it into consideration.
I got it. Okay, Miss.
She's going to pay today.
Pay today. Okay, Mrs. Chambers, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Chambers, to the charge of failure to maintain insurance, how do you plead?
No contest.
Okay, I'm going to accept your plea of no contest. I'm going to place you on deferred for 6 months. You are required to maintain insurance for that 6-month period. In addition to that, the special expense fee will be $300. With regard to the failure to provide evidence of insurance, that is going to be non-prosecuted, so that'll be dismissed. Now, to the charge of possession or delivery of drug paraphernalia, how do you plead?
No contest.
I'm going to accept your plea of no contest, place you on deferred for 120 days with a special expense fee of $375. The state is taking into consideration the expired registration, which will be dismissed, and the dismissal fee will be waived. And it's my understanding that you will be paying the $675 today. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, with the 5% fee over the phone.
That is correct. Okay, very good. Clarissa, do we need anything other than have Mrs. Chambers call in?
Just need to call in. Do you have the number?
4923?
Yeah, 648-4923.
Yes,
Very
ma'am.
Okay, Ms.
Thank
Chambers.
you,
Thank you,
JD.
ma'am.
Alrighty,
Good
thank
day.
you.
Okay,
You too.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, now we have Valerie Bridges going into the breakout room with you, John. Everybody left is for you. You're the lucky one.
Isn't that great?
Yes, it is. So she's on page 1 at the top.
Yeah, I see her. She sees me too. We're all,
She sees, y'all see each other. All right.
all right.
I'll be right back, Clarissa.
All right, Judge. Hi, what's your
Hello?
name? Hi, what's your name?
Kimberly Holmes. Kimberly Holmes.
Kimberly Holmes.
Holmes.
Okay. Okay, just hold on until the judge calls you.
Okay, Mr. Mead. Let's see, you were talking to Valerie Bridges, is that correct? Yes. You need to unmute yourself, Mr. Mead.
This is going to be an easy one for you.
Okay, what do we have?
If you want to plead not guilty, set the case for non-jury trial.
Okay, now this is Valerie Bridges?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay, so all three cases, a plea of not guilty and set it down for a trial. Ms. Bridges, did you want a trial in front of a judge or a jury?
Judge is fine, sir.
Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and set you down on the non-jury docket. So if you'll be on the lookout for the setting.
I sure will.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Are we good?
Yes, ma'am, you're free to go.
Clarissa, you need information, Clarissa?
And I probably do, because this is such an old ticket. Are you still on Hickory Hill? No? Okay,
No.
call. Do you have the number to call?
Yes.
Okay, call us and give us your new address so you be sure and get your not guilty plea, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Johnny,
Thank you.
we have Valerie Knowles is next. John?
Okay. And where is she?
She is,
On page 3. Bottom of page 3.
Ms. Knowles, if you can unmute yourself, you're going to go in the breakout room. There we go.
Yes.
Okay, John, Judge, we have somebody that showed up just now. She didn't get the Zoom court appearance, so she showed up for regular 1 to 3 at the window.
Okay.
Her name is Kimberly Holmes, and let me see if I can find her real quick on here.
Page 4. Page
You're
4.
fast.
Okay. I saw her on the screen.
There you go. So she is going to be number 20 on the docket. I mean, on the list. Oh, no, 20. Yeah, 20.
20.
There we go. I'm sorry. She has 2 violations, so
Okay.
should be able to.
Okay, Ms. Holmes, now you're by phone. I'm going to go ahead and ask you to raise your right hand. I'm going to administer an oath to you. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Ms. Holmes, you have 2 cases here. You are charged with the offense of improper lane change or turn. To that charge, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
Not guilty, okay. And did you want a trial in front of a judge or a jury?
A judge would be fine.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and set you down on a non-jury docket. Clarissa, do we need anything from Mrs. Holmes?
Does she want, okay, she also has failed to maintain.
Yeah, we're gonna put them both on the.
Oh, both? Okay. We just need to know if you're still at US Highway 281 South.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll send your not guilty form there for you to fill out.
I do have problems getting my mail over there. They steal the mail. I'll just try, I'll try to watch it and make sure they don't take it.
Yeah, if you don't get a not guilty plea within the next week or so, give us a call. You'll have to fill it out and return it to us. Okay.
All right. And that's all?
That's all for now. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
This one, Judy? Okay, Lucilla Brown, who said she could pay today, wants to know if she can pay tomorrow instead of today for her guilty, she's just paying the fail to maintain insurance.
Yes, that's fine.
Great, fine. Okay, tomorrow's fine.
Okay, Mr. Mead, you were visiting with Valerie Knowles?
Yes. Valerie, if you can unmute yourself as well as John.
Mr. Meek, can you unmute yourself, sir?
I forget the important stuff, John.
Yeah, what mutual when you enter again for some reason.
All right, on the speeding, 60 days deferred, $250, Your Honor.
Okay.
On the no driver's license, a straight fine of $160.
Okay.
I'm going to take into consideration and with the court's permission, the request dismissal of the failure to report change of address.
Okay, and how is this going to be paid?
It's
She's
gonna-
going to pay half of it today and the rest within 30 days.
Okay, is that correct, Mrs. Knowles?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, so, okay, so Ms. Knowles, to the charge of speeding 50 on a 35, how do you plead?
No contest.
Okay, I'm gonna accept your plea of no contest, place you on deferred for 60 days, assess a deferred fee of $250. To the charge of no driver's license, how do you plead?
No content.
Okay, I'm gonna accept your plea of no contest and assess a fine of $160. I'm gonna show that you will pay half today and then the balance within the next 30 days.
Okay, so do y'all want, do you want to pay off the deferred and then be on a payment plan for the 160?
Yeah, that's probably be, yeah. that would
Can
be-
you pay 250 today, Valerie?
Yes.
Okay, that'll pay off your deferred, so you won't have to worry about that. So pay today for this one, and then we'll put you on a payment plan for the no driver's license, which gives you another 30 days to pay that in full if you want. If not, a one-time $15 fee gets added to it, and then you can pay just $50 a month for as long as it needs to be paid off. It's up to you.
No, I'll do the first one, pay the
Okay.
second off in.
Great.
30 days, okay, great.
Okay, if you want to call us for today, you can go ahead and take care of that 250.
Yes, ma'am, I got the number already.
Great.
Thank you, Ms. Knowles.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, we have, last but not least, Lisa Smith, who has been waiting very patiently in the parking lot.
Oh, she's out there.
She's
She
been
has
sitting in her car all this time,
With the air
since the
conditioner
beginning
on?
of court.
It's not hot out there, is it?
Not with the AC. You're muted, Lisa. You have to unmute.
Okay, let's go.
All right, I'm gonna send y'all to the breakout room.
Okay, Clarissa, let's go ahead and call the docket. And let's see. All right, now. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and call the docket for the city of China Grove for April 21st, 2021. The following individuals did not show up for their case. And I've got all kind of notes here. Let me see here. First one is Valerie Diaz. Going on to page 2.
My goodness.
I know, Ramon.
Oh,
Antonio.
okay, it looks like Judy came in here and wrote that somebody did. What did I do here? Maybe I did it. Valerie Diaz. I have her as a compliance dismissal, but you wouldn't do that for speeding. That must be for the one ahead. Never mind. Don't pay attention to that one. I wrote that on the wrong line.
So
That's the, I wrote that on the wrong one. Don't pay attention to me. Okay, so
With
she's
no-
a no-show. Yes.
no, okay, going to page 2. Ramon Antonio Claudio, no show. Stephen Douglas Weston, 4 violations, no show. Pauline Piper, 3 violations, no show. Justin Mitchell McDonald, 5 cases, no show. Caprice LaShawn James, no show. Helen Marie Hernandez, no show. Jamon Withersby, 4 violations, no show. And that takes us to page 4. Karen Denise Clark, no show. Norma Alvarado, no show. Humberto J. Del Rio, no show. Esther Marie Dees, no show. Cameron A. Rudolph, no show. Jose Antonio Gomez, 2 violations, no show. Page 5. Dylan Conrad Reynolds, 3 violations, no show. Catherine Campos, 3 violations, no show. Mark Anthony Gomez, 3 violations, no show. And going, and then that completes the calling up.
That's it.
Very
All
good.
right.
Okay, so we're just waiting on Mr. Mead and.
Yes, we are.
Very good. Well, she said air condition on all day, huh? All afternoon.
Yeah, she's been sitting in the parking lot all day. Judge, on page 4 for Kimberly Holmes,
Mm-hmm.
was she a not guilty jury trial?
Yes, non-jury,
Okay.
non-jury.
Non-jury, okay. Not guilty, non-jury. I wrote her on the note, but I didn't write her on my docket.
Right.
Not guilty, non-jury. Okay. All right, I think I got everybody now. I try to write a note on the jacket on a Post-it note of what they're doing, and then I have to write on the docket what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
But I have to write the Post-it note on the jacket so that when Judy comes to get them from me, she'll have what's going on without taking my docket. So I'm scrambling sometimes.
Well, if I'm going too fast, slow me
No,
down.
you're fine. You're fine. I can usually keep up or catch up.
All right.
Knock them out this way. We had a good turnout today because we didn't have a very big docket today and quite a few showed up.
Well, I mean, it's still 6 pages. We've been getting 6 pages.
Yeah. But we had a good turnout though.
Mhm.
It seems had a lot show up.
What did we say, 20?
Yeah, 20. But we had several pay prior to.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And we had a couple resets. Not too bad. We've done worse, like our first couple were really bad. Didn't we have like 4 show up one time? And
Yes.
people are getting the hang of it, I think. Especially the ones that keep coming back.
So when are we shooting for our in-person?
Scared to say it, but I'm hoping the last court date in May. We tried to keep it pretty small, May 26th.
Okay. And
If
then
not, June 9th would be probably the first, either May 26th or June 9th. We're gonna go through it, Judy and I, and make sure, see how many we actually have. Because what we do is we cut them off when we think it will be good. We stop the officers. Well, then inevitably some keep writing for that court date. And then sometimes we have no shows we have to stick in there. Show causes that we have to stick in there. Then we have people calling and begging because they need to get their license renewed and please fit me in. So there's always, it just grows every time. By the time we actually have court, it's grown so much that, and then our resets, that we're sticking in there.
Okay.
I'm glad y'all saved this until last.
It's the last one.
This is a strange story here.
Yeah.
You've talked to
Very.
her.
Oh, many times.
Was that during the period where those goofballs?
It was, but we never did payments at precinct 4. Never, ever,
Okay.
ever.
Okay.
They don't have access
So we
to our
got- we got-
files.
We got it worked out though.
Yeah,
Okay.
they don't have access. There's no way they could charge because they have no way to know what we have. We're not on a database.
Austin recognized.
Okay, ready?
Yes, let's go. What do we have?
On the speeding, going to be 60 days deferred for $300.
Okay.
On the violate promise to appear, I'm going to take that into consideration and dismiss it.
Very
Wow.
good.
Good, okay.
He's going to pay today.
Okay. And, okay, Mrs. Smith, to the charge of speeding 65 and a 50, how do you plead? Okay.
No contest.
No contest. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and accept your plea of no contest, place you on deferred for 60 days with a special expense fee of $300, which will be paid today. And the charge of violate promise to appear is being taken into consideration, so that charge will be dismissed.
Yes.
Okay, and I guess since you're there, you can just walk to the front door and make your payment. Okay, thank you, Ms. Smith.
Yes, sir.
All
You're
right,
gonna be paying today, right, Ms. Smith?
yes, she's
Yes,
paying.
sir.
today.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, the court is adjourned